Big Friendly with Gen X Memories, back with another video for y'all. And before I get into the video, I said it before, but I want to say it again. I thank y'all so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. As of this video, I'm closing in on 500 subscribers, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'll keep making videos, and I hope y'all keep enjoying them. All right, today's matchup is not going to be easy. Beam Rider versus Turmoil. Two awesome games. Activision put out Beam Rider, and 20th Century Fox released Turmoil. Activision, I don't think many would argue that they made some of the best 2600 titles of all time. I mean, they may be the best as far as the quality of their games go. But this is not going to be easy. So let's go ahead and get into this. And if you want to see which one I like the best, make sure you hang around to the end of the video. All right, let's go. Just doing a quick side-by-side comparison. Beam Rider released in 1983. It did have 8K of ROM, and the programmer was Dave Rolfe. Hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. And you got Turmoil by 20th Century Fox, released in 1982. 4 kilobytes of ROM, and Mark Turmoil. I think it is worth taking a quick look at the background of both these guys, because they've both been very busy over the years, and they've done a lot of great work. Okay, Dave Rolfe. You can see right here, he did several versions of Beam Rider. He also did games for Intellivision. He did the baseball game, Las Vegas Poker and Blackjack. Here's Beam Rider again. So he was real busy. He did a lot of things. But you go to the other guy. Let's jump over to Mark Turmoil. And Lord have mercy, this guy is just a legend. I mean, my goodness. It just goes on and on and on. NBA Jam, of course, is the thing that stands out the most to me. I never was a huge fan of that game years ago, but remember my old roommate, man, he loved it. He was addicted to it. You see multiple versions of Turmoil there. NFL Blitz, and I played that. I'm sure most of us played that back in the day. We were playing it a lot on the PlayStation and at the arcade. There's Turmoil for the 2600. I think that sneakers game was one of the first things that he's really known for. And it's incredible. The guy's a legend. And if you're interested in either one of these guys, they have interviews all over the internet. They've both been interviewed multiple times over the years. So if you want to learn more about them or hear them talk about their backgrounds, just check it out. Okay, Beam Rider. Now, this is kind of like Tempest, only flat. In fact, both these games are really. Now, the object of this game is to destroy the 15 white saucers per sector. Each level is a sector, starting out at sector 01, as you see at the top of the screen. And you have a counter, and you see it on the top left, 7. It counts down when you destroy one, and it starts out easy enough. Now, your primary weapon, now that's a bonus. That little yellow thing comes down, you get a free life if you collect that, so you always want to make sure you grab it. Now, your laser lariat is your primary weapon. You also have 3 torpedoes per round. That's those 3 purple dots. And that's what you use to destroy the base ship. At the end, I missed it. I don't do very well at that. I might get it half the time, maybe a little better. Now, as the game progresses, the score goes up for your enemies. And some of these things, like those little brown things that come down there, they're asteroids or debris or something like that you can't destroy them unless you do it with a torpedo, and you don't want to waste them, your torpedoes, so you just dodge them. But the saucers will start moving back and forth more, and you see it says Sector 02. Hopefully, one of the bonus ships will come down. There it comes right there. Boom, got to get those. Because once you get up to about Sector 6, this thing really gets hard. And once again, I missed it. But you can see the 5 lines or beams that you actually can ride on. I'm going to go ahead and skip it up. Let's go ahead and skip it up to Sector 6. Okay, as you can see, I haven't died yet. You see all the lives I've accumulated. And boom, got that thing. Now, at Sector 6, it really starts to get kind of crazy. And it's also worth mentioning, if you have to score at least 40,000 points and get to Sector 14 to acquire the Activision patch for this game back in the 80s. See, I died already. It gets crazy hard. Now, if you don't want to have to start at the beginning at Sector 1, the game doesn't have any variations, but they did include a difficulty switch. If you put the difficulty switch to A, it will start you on Sector 8. So if you want a challenge, you can do that, so you don't have to, slug through the easier levels of the game that you start at. The scoring, the manual's pretty. The manual kind of sucked for this game. They don't even really tell you how the points work or anything for the enemies. You see what happened right there? I was trying to get that free man and I got killed trying to get it. Let's take a look at the scoring. Now, for everything going on, the scoring really isn't that complicated. There's only four things, I should say. The white saucers, you can see each sector they go up in the same increments. So the saucers start at 44 and they go up in increments of 4, on and on and on. Sentinels, you see it, same thing, start at 330 and they bump 30 points each time. Yellow chirpers, see there, they bump up at 30 points also. Now those don't start showing up till Sector 4. The ship bonus, if you destroy the sector Sentinel, the ball ship, you get a bonus per ship, so that really racks up if you have several ships and you can destroy the ball ship at the end of the sector. This game is no doubt one of the best shooters ever released for the Atari 2600. There's one thing I do kind of wish that your lariat shots went a little further up the grid. It seems like they kind of stop short, and sometimes as the saucers are flying away, you'll think you'll have one and it'd be barely out of your reach. But the collision detection and everything else in this game is perfect. It's the best shooters, the best games in general, but shooters really fall in this category are the ones that you may get frustrated at the game whenever you lose, but you don't feel cheated. The fact of the matter is you just weren't good enough, and that's why you died. And that's what makes you want to go back and keep playing the game again and again and again. But when I went over to Atari Age to do some research on this game, I saw some insane scores that were six figures, well into the six figures. I'm like, geez, I don't know how they did it. Also, let me give a shout out to Oyama family over on Atari Age. Finding out the scoring for this game took some work. It's not like it was easy to find. He had posted this post way back in 2010 on Atari Age. If y'all haven't been to Atari Age, check it out. It's a cool platform for retro gaming. But thanks again to Oyama family. And this guy always has a lot of high scores on these old Atari games. And you can see I'm at Sector 10 with only one extra life left, barely hanging on. You can just see how crazy this is. I think I could have eventually earned the patch for this game years ago, but it would have taken a lot more practice. Down to my last ship. Oh, and that's it. That's all she wrote. All right, let's move on to Turmoil. Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you don't mind, could you please hit that like button real quick? It'll only take you a second. And if you are enjoying my content, I would be grateful if you would consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks so much. Let's get on and play some Turmoil. The Turmoil instruction manual is also very vague. Doesn't give you any point totals. In fact, this is it. This is the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, last page. That's it. So it doesn't really show you much. And that is short even by Atari 2600 instruction manuals go. I was curious about the scoring for each item, and somebody pointed it out to me. Well, there was a post in the forum over at Atari Age, and I've got it. But I wanted to double check it, and I did. It took a little while, and here it is. Now, these first two enemies are the same, but they move at different speeds. But I swear it seems like the one that's slower gives you the 20 points and the one that's faster gives you 10. That's the way it seemed to me. I've heard this called a rocket, 30. That's just the enemy that walks with little legs, 40. The tank, which you can only destroy from behind, is 50. The TIE fighter looking enemy is 60. The arrows are 100. Now, if the arrows go all the way across, they turn into tanks and come back the other way. Now, this little dot below the arrow for 100 points, that's the missile. That's what they call it in the instruction manual, that basically starts running back and forth real fast if you don't collect the item which you see underneath that, the little circle thing that blinks, which in the instruction book is called the prize. It eventually starts flying back and forth, and it's worth 100 points. That's basically it. Just wanted to show that because it's not like it's all over the internet. It took a little while to do, and I put this little list together. All right, let's play. I'm going to zip through the first 2 levels just because they're so easy. Get on to level 3, then we'll start. Okay, that blue thing that comes down on the left side of the screen, it's called the ghost ship. It will, every time you pick up the prize, it comes down the tube you're in, and you can't destroy it. See, there it is. And also, if you camp out in one spot too long, if you just sit in one spot for a long time, it'll also come just to make you move. And the prize is worth 800 points. It's the biggest thing in the game. Which one of these do y'all like the best? Please let me know in the comment section. This is not an easy choice. The thing that gets frustrating with this game, well, I shouldn't say frustrating, it's just a challenge, is the slower enemies. It's like they kind of clog up the middle, you know. Okay, on level 4, you see the whole board becomes invisible, which is kind of a pain in the butt because it's just hard to tell where the tubes are. Dadgummit. It's hard to tell where the tubes are, so it's a little bit, you got to be careful. Luckily, it doesn't do this, but like every fourth board or something like that. See how them slower ones just kind of get in the center? This is such a cool game. The controls are great. And to me, it's one of those things where you play it and everything works so well. And you're thinking, man, he was able to do this with 4K. Remember, the other game, Beam Rider, is 8. So now on Atari Age, the counter for the scoring counter only goes up to 100,000. I wish he would have added another number because it. And I can get close to 100. I don't know if I've ever flipped it before, but if I play for a while, I've come close to 100. But there are lots of guys on Atari Age, lots of people who play on Atari Age that post their scores, and they'll post a picture of it in 90-something thousand, then another one after they flip it over when it goes back to the zeros. This is such a cool game, though, because it's just like a lot of these old Atari games. You can pop it in to the console, and you can play it for 10-15 minutes, just get you a quick fix, and turn it off. Sometimes simple is better. This is also a game that I wouldn't mind having a complete in-box copy, box being, you know, near mint condition, I guess you'd say. See how fast things are going, jeez. Yeah. Wow. This is only level 6. Now, I believe this was also released on the Commodore 64 and the VIC-20. Not sure about any other computers or consoles. If anybody else has ever played it on anything else besides the Atari, please chime in. I'd love to hear about it, because I've never seen it. But I know, at least on the Commodore 64 and the VIC-20, it was made. And that's it. Okay, I know that Beam Rider is pretty rare. I think Turmoil is fairly common. Let's check it out. All right, over here at good old Atari age. So you can see here on a scale of 3 to 10, it's only a 3 for Turmoil. Pretty easy game to find. Let's jump over to Beam Rider. It jumps up to a 5. And one thing I noticed about Beam Rider is the label doesn't seem like it bleeds through. At least I don't think it does, like a lot of those most of the other Activision game labels do. Okay, Turmoil. Now these listings I already have set up are completed listings. And here's a complete with manual for $70. There's a cartridge for $13, free shipping, $3.50. So it looks like $12 maybe. The label might be kind of rough around the edges, but if you want to get a copy, you can get it for 12 bucks. I still feel like let's scroll down a little further. Okay. Complete, very good condition. Looks like it's got the box and everything right there for $20. Wow, not bad. Any more that are cool like that? Complete in-box, 1982, $35, $8 shipping. All right, so that first one was kind of on the high side. It looks like if you catch it at the right time. Let's see, this one looks really nice. Let's see. There's some that you can get with the box. It might be rough around the edges, but you can get it for a pretty decent price. That one at the top was kind of, that seems a bit high. Okay, let's check out Beam Rider. Now, Beam Rider, it looks like it's a lot more expensive. The loose cartridges, $55. $70 for a cartridge and a manual. Holy crapola, $63. Here's your complete box. Nice and shiny, $172. Wow. Wow. Check that out. That was an auction. $305 on 17 bids. Yeah, it looks like it's in pretty solid shape. Still got that cool tag on the front of it. I like that. KB Toys. Yeah, that's sweet. That is sweet. Nice. But I don't know if it's worth no 300 bucks. I just don't see myself surrendering that much money for it. I just can't do it. Just give me one loose and I'll be happy. So Beam Rider or Turmoil, which one do I pick? This was not easy, but I'll take Turmoil. I know a lot of people may think I'm crazy. Beam Rider looks great. I like the way the little saucers, you know, they actually scale in as they come up the grid and everything. The graphics are great, but it's also an 8K game. The thing that I think tilts my decision some to Turmoil is I don't like on Beam Rider how there's so many dang things you can't kill with your regular gun. You're having to dodge all that stuff. I like being able to just blow everything away. You know? So that might have been a little bit. And I played Turmoil more years ago than I did Beam Rider, so maybe I'm a little biased too, but it could go either way. I mean, both games are fantastic. It would be cool to have a real copy of both of these, you know, and to hook up and play every once in a while. But I'm taking Turmoil. Now y'all go ahead, a bunch of y'all, and cuss me out on the comments.